Can you help her if possible? Hey, I'm back. This is our last lesson, and we're just gonna it's science, it's DNA, structure and properties. And we're gonna keep working on that because it's an important section on the task exam. We'll see it. You will see something. Life sciences, and we're starting at the foundation of all life. So be mindful that you shall see this again. So here we go. Let's start with the picture of our DNA molecule. All right, so looking at this, why is DNA called a double helix? Why is it called that? Describe the appearance of a molecule of DNA. And finally, what are the components of DNA? So we talked about that a little bit yesterday. I want to go into this one sheet and make sure we have understanding, that we have clarity here. I guess I'll use the colored one first, and then I'll go to the black and white that I have filled in. Why you do that? That I have filled in. Let's look first at this again. DNA structure. And I want to dig a little deeper. Okay, so DNA is built from nucleotides, which are small molecules made of a base, a sugar, and a phosphate. This is what the base looks like. There's a hydrogen and a nitrogen there, oxygen, and another nitrogen molecule. That's your nitrogen base. And then you have a sugar and a phosphate attached to it. What I want you to understand is the sugar and the phosphate make up the outside rungs, the outside support of the DNA structure. The nitrogen base is going to be inside. And so if we look here, these are our outside rungs, which are made of sugar and phosphate. And these are our bases inside, which are nitrogen based. Okay, all of them are nitrogen based. The rungs, each rung, you will have two bases, one from each side of the helix. Notice you have one here, then you have one here. You have one here, you have one there, you have one here, you have one there. And there are only four bases. Adenine, which has this shape or chemical composition. Thymine, these are your two rungs in the middle. There's your adenine in green, your thymine in purple. And each base can only bind with the other base that it's paired with. So adenine in green is always bound with thymine in purple, always. Not always in the same order, but they're always together. And then you have the second base, which is cytosine, or the third base rather, which is paired with guanine. There's cytosine and then guanine. Cytosine and guanine. Cytosine and guanine. They always seem to go in this order of cytosine coming first, guanine coming second. However, look at adenine. There's adenine and thymine, and then you have thymine and adenine. So they can reverse on the rung. See, green, purple, purple, green. But the cytosine and guanine always stay in that particular order. Okay. What we have in the middle are our nitrogen bases, right? And on the outside, we have our sugar and our phosphate. Notice the shape of the phosphate looks like the little star. It is connected to a sugar. And those are the rungs, the outside parts. And the parts in the middle are our bases. Okay, so sugar phosphate backbone, bases. So now, using the same map, but I'm going to show you where I've written on it. Let's take a peek. What I've done is to label the parts, right? So we got our sugar phosphate exterior that holds the bases in. And then we've got our bases in the middle, right? And then we've got, what do we have first? We have cytosine, guanine. Then we have adenine, well, thymine first, then adenine, and then we have adenine, and then thymine, and then we always seem to have the cytosine and guanine in the same order, okay? So this is what that chain looks like on the outside, right? And then we have our bases. So if we look, what does adenine look like? Adenine, remember this is our chain on the outside, and these are our bases. So what does adenine look like? Do you see it connected? There's our nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, right? Oxygen, OH2. This is our adenine. Let me go back to the color one. And then I'll show you again. So this, if we look at the shape of it, right? NH2NO, NH2NO. This is our adenine here. And what always comes with adenine? Thymine. This one's going to be thymine, right? They're right in the middle. So we're just looking at it. This is diagrammed. Okay, what is this? If I look at my outside part, it's made up of phosphate and a sugar, right? And a nitrogen base in the middle. So right here, we've got the shape of we're on the outside. What's always attached? Phosphate and the sugar. That's a sugar molecule. Then here, remember first we had adenine and then thymine. So what's this going to be here if we have the NH2? If you look at the diagram, then we're going to have, look at the diagram, then this is our cytosine. And so this base is cytosine. It always goes with guanine, right? Always. They can, and they don't reverse order. They appear, from the appearance, they don't reverse order. As you can always see, the kind of peachy color with the purple. And then finally, the little sparkly star there, number 4, is our phosphate. That is what a phosphate molecule looks like. So that's all we have for that. And now I'm going to give you something to work on your own. This is for your own use, for your own deepening of understanding. Why? Deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, is the molecule of heredity. And this is horrible looking. No, that's not the right thing. I want to see if I can get it looking better. The funky photo. Let's just see. I just wanted to be more clear for you. It doesn't really look clear there. That looks pretty good, right? There we go. A little better. So deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, is the molecule of heredity. It contains the genetic blueprint for life. how organisms to grow and damage repaired cells. Each cell must be capable of accurately copying itself. What was the word we learned? Replicating. So, how does the structured DNA allow itself to copy so accurately? Well, remember we have our sugar on the outside, our phosphate, and the base. Sugar on the outside, our phosphate, and our base, right? And these are the different bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. So, this is our nucleotide. What are the three parts of the nucleotide? Well, we just named them. What kind of sugar is found in a nucleotide? That's on the diagram as well. Which nucleotide component contains nitrogen? That would be the what. And then you're going to name the four bases. And then this last one says DNA is often drawn in a ladder model. Locate this drawing in model 1. Circle a single nucleotide on each side of the ladder. And that's all you have. So from what we've already done, you should be able to complete that on your own. Again, have questions, holla at us, but take a look at the diagrams. I've filled it in for you. And this is pretty much what you're going to want to know on this lesson. When I follow up with you on Tuesday, you're going to have a practice task, a little quiz on this component right here. So it's not real hard stuff when you break it down bit by bit, and that's what we wanted to do. So that's all for today. Everyone, again, have a wonderful, safe weekend. Be well. Take care of yourselves.